So one of the sources that I've been looking at has been the printed account that we have of the funeral of Thomas Howard, the second Duke of Norfolk. And I think looking at this funeral and also some of the other noble funerals of the time, one of the things that's really been brought home to me is just the scale at which these funerals operated. When you first look at the numbers that are involved, you don't really get an understanding of what that must have been like to see. And one of the particular areas where we've noticed this is when you look at money, which is distributed to poor people at the funeral. And at first you look at it and go, oh well, at the funeral of the second Duke I think they gave out about £100, which sounds like a lot of money, but that's about all. And then you work out that it was distributed in blocks of 2p or 1p per person. And then you start working out that actually that means that you're looking at over 10,000 people who've received money, which is actually quite a hard number of people to visualise and to imagine if they'd all turned up in person to collect their money. That's a lot of people gathering in one place. And similarly, when you start to look at the fact that this funeral procession travelled for 2 days between Framlingham to Diss to Thetford, and you start to think about all the villages that they must have passed through. And this is a big funeral procession which starts with some coachloads of friars, it goes through the nobility, members of his household, and they stop where they pass churches, they stop, they distribute money, they give out a pennant with the coat of arms on to be displayed in the church. And you can't help realising that this is probably an event that it would have been hard to ignore or to miss if you lived on the route of that funeral procession, and which we can speculate would probably stay sort of in the minds of people who've seen it for quite some time afterwards. I think the second Duke probably wanted such a grand funeral as much as anything because it was due to his status. If you look through some of the written sources, you see that people are concerned about their status and about their funerals being done sort of in the expected manner that was due to their status as a particular sort of rank of society. And as one of the leading noblemen in the country, I think he would expect some grand display, and people I think would have expected as well, particularly on the distribution of alms, the feast afterwards. There was this idea that noblemen were expected to behave generously and show charity and hospitality, particularly in the locality where they were based. And if you didn't do that, then you sort of somehow wouldn't be living up to what was expected of you.